I get it. And so, Chief Contee, we turn to you with sort of a similar question. I did want to ask you this. So, you became a police officer in 1992. Do you know how many homicides there were in the city that year?
I don't recall that year specifically, but I would say probably somewhere over 400 would be my guess.
That's that's correct. 443. It was the fourth of 5 straight years of more than 430 murders. But 20 years later, in 2012, there were 88 homicides in the district. So now we're headed back up again, but I think that shows that you can have an impact, that the murder rate can be driven down. We're heading so I guess what I wonder is what worked back then, what leading up to 2012, where we saw such a drastic drop, and will that work again now? And I also want you to revisit the question of why, but you're putting on your criminologist and your police chief hat. Why are we seeing the raise, and what works to drive homicide rates down in the district?
Yeah, I would just really echo what the mayor said in terms of, the reasons behind this. I talk to police chiefs all around the country, almost daily. And in those discussions, as we talk about, the things that are happening, the things that are consistent that I hear, gun being a common denominator, and accountability or lack thereof, office also being one of the common denominators that I hear. So I think that that's something that we have to look at when we talk about the justice system, the ecosystem that is responsible for holding violent criminals accountable. You go back to what happened, back some years ago. There was a lot of incarceration that happened, and I'm not suggesting that that is the answer to all of our problems by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, we had people going to jail for low-level drug offenses and for long periods of time and so forth. And I think that during that time, if you look at our incarceration rate, it was probably through the roof. We lock a lot of people up every year, but I think it's one of those things where you really have to look at this holistically. It's not just law enforcement. It's not just program. You can't arrest your way out of the situation. You can't program your way out of it. I think it's something that you really have to tackle from both ends of the rope to really try to find the sweet spot, if you will, to reduce violent crime in any major city.